Number 3 from the back of your packet, the review questions. We're told the triangles are similar. Gotta know that, right? Gotta know that, because if I don't, I cannot set up a proportion. So that's what allows me to set up a proportion. The triangles are similar. I got AC's got a length of 12, DC 7, DE is 5, and then we're doing a little perimeter action here, huh? Perimeter of the bigger triangle's 30, and they're looking for us to find the perimeter of the smaller one. I saw some people in some groups trying this out yesterday. I don't know where this came from, but to find the perimeter of the small one, people started setting up proportions here, and I don't know how you're going to set up a proportion because you don't have a side to match up with over here, right? But you have to remember whatever ratio the perimeters are in. So 30 over the missing perimeter, that's the same ratio as the sides are in. All right, whatever the perimeters are, it's in the same ratio as the sides. So what I need to do is I got to figure out what the side ratio is over here. I know the 30's got to go with 12. We all right? Why? They come from the same triangle, and 12's the only side. The only work you have to do now is what's 12 match up with in the other triangle. Okay, I'm not guessing. I'm not trying to flip it over or move it over. There's one and only one thing I am using to figure out what AC matches up with in the smaller one. And what can I use here? Oh. There it is. Don't touch this again. You won't have any hands to take the midterm with. All right. Got me? Yeah. All right. 27? How do I know what 12 is going to match up with? Darn right, the similarity statement. See how I add AC here? So it's got to match up with the corresponding parts here, DC. So over 7. All right, over 7. There's really no other way to go about that problem. All right, again, whatever the perimeters are, will always be in the same ratio as the sides. Oh, good. Go ahead. You guys can quickly, cross multiply it up. 12x equals 210. Yeah, we do get a decimal, right? Up on my desk. Well, somebody else had to charge theirs last period, so should be good to go. $17.5. Perfect. There we go. All good? All right, that was nice. Let's get to some meat now. All right, let's get to the real deal. Number 5. Before we do anything, before I put pen, pencil to paper, I already know in my mind I'm going to need quadratic formula. Why? Simplest radical form. I will provide that at the top of your test on Friday for you. And also, you're welcome. You don't have to do what? You can go right to solving it. Why? It's already said equal to 0, right? Make sure it's equal to 0 before you factor or before you use quadratic formula. All right, so let's get that formula out that I'll give you on Friday. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Can somebody help me out with the old ABC values here? Ho! 22. A? B?
-5.
C?
1.
Thank you. All right, somebody's going to help me plug in now. Substitute all your values. X equals, who's up? 9. B, negative b? No 9? Okay, good talk. Let's try 5. Help me plug it in. Negative b? 5. Plus or minus? Good. In parentheses, including in your calculator. Negative 5 squared minus, good, Claire, keep trucking.
2.
Yep, in parentheses and 1 in parentheses all over 2 times 2. Yep. All right, let's see. What number do I get underneath my radical? Well, I definitely know it should not be a what? Darn right. Why keep it on your test if you know it's wrong? If I see that on Friday, what should I write? What do you think? Should I put really with like 3 question marks, 1 job?
What class are you
I like that. What class are you in? Good job. Yep. So you ready for that then? All right. 18. What's underneath the radical here? 17 over 4. Now at this point, I would try to break down the radical. Is there a perfect square that goes into 17? 4, 9, 16. Nope. So as far as it goes, I can't break down the radical, so I won't go any further. Now, we've been in this habit of rejection, right? I'm talking about math, not in your personal lives, all right? All right. Or your dating lives, whichever it is, all right? We have talked about rejection, right? Getting rid of a answer because it leads to a negative sideline, correct? I don't have to worry about that here. Why?
No sides.
Where's the diagram? Right? There is none. There's no diagram here. So I don't have to worry about anything. Separating it into 2 answers, I'm done. All right, I'm done. All right, so no need for rejection unless there's a diagram. Everyone okay? What class are we in though? Okay, I want to prepare you for everything because it's highly unlikely on Friday that you won't be able to break that down. And I want to make sure if I can break it down, where do you go from here? So let me give you a different scenario now. Let's say we ended up with this. X equals 4 plus or minus the square root of 128 over 4. Let's say we ended up with that instead. So let's go through the process of breaking down a radical and simplifying at the end. Go ahead, go to town. Radical 148, radical. Biggest perfect square that goes into 128 when you find it. Oh, 1? Thank you, Claire. 8? Okay, is this the third number that's not here when only 2 people are out? It's mathematically impossible. If you're catching on here, that's impossible. 25, biggest perfect square?
64.
Times?
2.
2, good. So now I go back to quadratic formula. I replace the square root of 128 with 8 radical 2 over 2. Still not, the radical is, but the fraction's not simplified. This is when we break it up into 2 parts now, right? 4 over 2 and 8 radical 2 over 2. So you can get a final answer of 26.
Sorry.
It's all right. 4 over 2.
2 plus 4 radical 2.
Or minus. What? Don't say anything. Relax. One's fine, but when lightning strikes twice, I have an issue. Everyone all right now with the what class do you teach? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. All good. And are we comfortable with, if there is a diagram, checking on my calculator to see if I need to reject or not? I break it up into my two answers, right? 1 plus 2 radical 2 and 1 minus 2 radical 2. I would go to my calculator. 1 minus 2 radical 2. Now, maybe, I'm not going to reject it because it's negative on the calculator. All right, I'm going to reject it because when I plug it back in, it'll give me a negative side. So we're comfortable? Quadratic formula, we sure. I don't want to find out Friday that you're hot garbage with this. We're all right? All right, what about if we need to factor then? Let's go to 6. Oh, love this one. Wait till the end of this one. It's going to blow your mind. Why are they telling me BC is parallel to DE? That makes my triangles similar, which leads me to a proportion. All right. All right, so let's talk about setting up that proportion because that's one of the tougher parts of this. I'm not even going to tell you where to start. Whoever I call on here, just start anywhere you want, but please don't put x minus 2 or x minus 4 in there, right? Because we only have full sides in our proportions. Where do you want to start? Anywhere. 21.
3.
Let's just stop. You're done. Thanks. 3. You had the easy job, Dan. 3. All right. AC corresponds with what side in the bigger one? AC and which side? 27? No. I don't want. I just want to know the name of the side it corresponds with. AC corresponds with AE. There you go. Full sides, right? AE, and AE is made up of what two segment lengths? What two segment lengths? 28.
3 and x minus 4.
And you combine them by adding them. Add them. Please don't put that in the proportion, please. Combine your like terms. There you go. And I also know, I've also seen some of you guys don't do it the way I do. You do it with 3 over x, two sides from the same triangle. That's fine. That's fine. Or float your boat. But if I did put 3 here, what's got to go next on the top right of my proportion? 8. Sure. 24. X. And what does, let's see, X is AB. What does AB correspond with in my big triangle? What's the name of that side? AB and 19. AD, which consists of what two sides? 6. X plus x minus 2. So we should be putting 2x minus 2 in the denominator. There it is. Take a deep breath because we're about to cross multiply. All right, hook me up. Cross multiply. What do we end up with? 10. Go ahead. Cross multiply. What do you got?
X squared minus x equals 6x minus 6.
Unbelievable. Good work. Didn't have to worry about it in the last problem, but now I do. You're not ready to factor or use quadratic formula yet. Still have to. Not me. 22.
Set it equal to 0.
Okay, set it equal to 0. I always like the x squareds to be positive, so can somebody move the 6x and the negative 6x over? How? 28, how do I move it over?
Subtract
Which one, which?
Subtract 6x and add 6.
There you go. Subtract 6x, add 6. Please do that for me and let me know what is equal to 0. What do I get on this side? What's equal to 0? I subtract and add 20. Hello, Bridger.
X squared minus 7x plus 6 is equal to 0.
That it is. Tomorrow, I will not force you to use quadratic formula or factor. It will not say, find x using this. You have your choice. So if you don't feel comfortable in your factoring game, you can use quadratic formula. But I'm teaching an honors course here. I know it doesn't seem like it today, but I'm going to factor if I can. All right, I'm going to factor if I can. So here we go. And I can. I think I could find two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to negative 7. And those numbers would be 27, -6, -1. And this is why I like this problem so much. My two answers are +6 and +1. And I think we're kind of programmed at this point. You see two positives, no need to reject. I'm off. Next problem. No, you don't understand then when to reject and when not to reject. If you just see two positives and you think you're good to go and circle them both. I have an issue with one of those answers because of the diagram. What answer should I have an issue with up here? 23?
What answer?
Yeah, I have two answers.
Oh.
One's not going to fly with me, Maddie. What?
X equals 1.
And here's why. Go back to the diagram. If you plug in 1 here or here, it's going to be a negative side or a negative segment. So again, great problem here. Just because you see two positive doesn't mean, okay, they're good. No, see you later. 6 and only 6. Well, hold on. What did I need to find? AB, which was X. Okay. So we're good. 6. Any questions? All right. All I need you to do today is the following. Oh, hold on. Do I have something more? Nope. Blank. All I need you to do is the following. Finish the packet questions. That's it. Do it all without looking at the answer key in the back. Once you're finished, then look at the answer key. If there's problems, call me over. Once you're done with the packet work, I want you to stop and you're done for the day. Don't move on to the textbook work because that's for tomorrow. All right, so try the rest of the packet problems out and then look at the answer key in the back. Once you're done with all that, you're good for today. 2 days of review here. Come on.